Hello, we're from Del Norte High School in San Diego, California, and this is our presentation on mental health amongst women in healthcare. I'm Faheema Sahib, and this topic stood out to me because when I watch medical dramas and TV shows, I often find that female medical professionals face many mental and emotional challenges. This portrayal of women facing mental and emotional challenges in medical TV shows is not only reflective of the reality of the medical field, but it also highlights the ongoing issue of gender inequality in the workplace.
Hi, I'm Lucia Kim, and one reason why I chose this topic is because as I volunteer at the hospital and observe how the healthcare professionals interact with patients, the female doctors, nurses, and therapists tend to experience more violence and challenges compared to male. As a person who had no idea that gender can affect how patients treat the professionals, I decided to spread this problem to high school students who were just like me in the past.
Hi, my name is Tanishka. Currently, as a high school student interested in going into the medical field, this project was extremely beneficial in opening my eyes further to the realities that women working in the medical field actually go through and how it immensely affects their mental health. Being someone who deals with their own mental health from time to time, this was important for me as it shaped the way I thought working in the medical field would actually be like. And I'm so grateful for getting this opportunity to share what I learned, what me and my team learned, with other high school students like me deciding to go into the medical field as well.
My name is Shree, and I'm going to be one of your ILC Emotional Wellbeing presenters. The reason I chose this topic, mental health amongst women in healthcare, is because I've seen my mom go through many mental health struggles in her job as a healthcare professional. I've seen the toll that healthcare has on her, both physically and mentally, and I don't think it's talked about enough, especially for people who want to go into healthcare in the future. So this is our goal throughout this entire presentation. Our goal is to bring ongoing mental health disparities amongst women in the medical field to light. So throughout this project, we hope to inform and educate female high school students interested in becoming healthcare professionals about the challenges that they might face. It's important to know that we are not trying to discourage anyone from going into the healthcare field, but rather trying to bring awareness onto what their lifestyle might look like if they choose to go into that profession. So the current issue we have is as the world is developing, the lifespan of people is increasing, and this leads to more jobs in the healthcare field. And lately, women have been dominating these jobs. For instance, 90% of positions such as nurses, midwives, and speech pathologists are women. So even though women make up such a large majority of some healthcare fields, the gender discrimination that they face doesn't stop. And this is especially true when their career requires interaction with strangers. If we look at the statistics, we can see that women make up 70% of the healthcare force, which is nearly 5 billion people. However, 30% of these healthcare professionals experience sexual violence, while 4% of male healthcare professionals do. Female healthcare professionals are also reported burnouts 7.9% more than male healthcare professionals did. They also reported their mental health issues 12.9% more than males did. So we can see that even though females make up a large majority of the healthcare force, they receive much more violence, they receive much more discrimination, they're much more likely to get burnt out than their male counterparts are.
After reviewing our pre-presentation survey, we discovered that 77.3% of our respondents were interested in being a professional in the medical field. And on a scale of 1 through 10, on how much they know about the mental health crisis among female health workers, a majority rated a 2 or a 3, with a high being an 8 and a low being a 1. This indicated that although a lot of respondents were interested in being professionals in the medical field, not many knew completely about the mental health crisis among female health workers. In order to change these statistics and spread more awareness to the situation at light, we need to dig into the root problem and address the difficulties that female healthcare professionals face day to day. This includes patient loss, high demand and little pay, risk of infection, lack of resources or information, lack of representation in leadership, stereotyping, familial responsibility, and workplace harassment. Although these 4 difficulties can apply to any general healthcare worker, these 4 are more specific to women in healthcare. They include lack of representation in leadership, stereotyping, familial responsibility, and workplace harassment. A study conducted by Vineet Arora on the obstacles women face while working in the healthcare system includes that although 70% of all healthcare workers are women, only 25% are represented in leadership, meaning others tend to make decisions that primarily affect women working in the healthcare system. Dr. Arora states that 38% of faculty in academic health centers are not women. However, only 13% of those women are full-time professors, meaning that along the way throughout their careers, there's been a diverged pathways in how women continue to take on leadership. Stereotyping and familial responsibility go hand in hand. Dr. Arora states how while being in a board meeting and discussing the merit of certain workers over others, discussions of how much familial responsibility they have can come to play. How someone might say, oh, this person has small kids at home and they probably wouldn't want this position, discrediting them and looking over them because of the stereotypes that they would rather prioritize their family and other responsibilities over their job, making generalizations and assumptions. Lastly, workplace harassment is a huge toll on mental health in female workers who have to deal with inappropriate behaviors coming from not only patients, but also colleagues and fellow workers, and even people they work for and admire. In a US study, survey of 1,066 academic and medical staff, 30% of women reported experiencing sexual violence in the workplace. And this extends to not only the US, but even places around the world. In Korea, for example, among 970 female nurses surveyed, 64% reported experiencing verbal abuse in the past year, and 42% even threats of violence. All of these difficulties coming in hand, not just one or two affecting women in healthcare, but all of these combined together place a considerable amount of toll on the mental health of these women, and in turn result in a lot of mental health disorders and disorders manifesting among these women.
Patient interactions are the foundation of the healthcare industry, and they play a critical role in helping patients recover from illness and injury. While these interactions can be incredibly rewarding, they can also be a significant source of stress for healthcare professionals, leading to common mental health problems such as stress, burnout, depression, insomnia, suicidal thoughts, and anxiety. Stress is a common response to challenging situations, and healthcare professionals face many high-pressure situations in their daily work. From dealing with patients who are in severe pain to managing a heavy workload, stress can be a constant presence. This chronic stress can lead to burnout, which is a state of physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion that results in feelings of detachment and a reduced sense of accomplishment. Depression is another common mental health problem that healthcare professionals can experience. The symptoms of depression include feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and a loss of interest in activities that were once enjoyable. The pressure of dealing with challenging cases and the emotional toll of supporting patients and their families can contribute to depression in healthcare professionals. Insomnia is also a common problem for healthcare professionals. The stress and emotional strain of working in a high-pressure environment can make it challenging to sleep, leading to fatigue, irritability, and difficulty concentrating. Suicidal thoughts are another severe mental health problem that healthcare professionals can experience. The long hours, high levels of stress, and emotional burden can take a severe toll on healthcare professionals' mental health, leading to feelings of hopelessness and despair. Finally, anxiety is another common mental health problem that healthcare professionals can experience. Healthcare professionals may experience anxiety due to the nature of their work, such as the risk of medical errors, litigation, and patient outcomes. In conclusion, patient interactions can be the root cause of common mental health problems such as stress, burnout, depression, insomnia, suicidal thoughts, and anxiety. It is essential for healthcare professionals to prioritize their mental health and seek help if they are struggling. By doing so, the healthcare professionals can continue to provide high-quality care for their patients while taking care of their own well-being.
While these difficulties are leading to mental health issues for female healthcare professionals, here are some possible actions done by the current professionals to minimize the issues. All these solutions were suggested by the female nurses from the hospital where I'm volunteering at, and with further research, they have been scientifically proven to relieve stress and negative emotions. Attending a favorite singer or band's live concerts are known to decrease the level of cortisol and cortisone, the stress hormones. Having a consistent eating schedule and a healthy diet will also better metabolism, absorption, cell repair, and provide extra energy for the body. Polyunsaturated fats, for example, are known to regulate the cortisol level. And as mentioned earlier by a team member, Tanishka, a very little percentage of high school students acknowledge the disparities women in healthcare face. To better the treatments of this group and also educate future female professionals, we now introduce our project, Happiness in You. Happiness in You is an account made on one social media platform, Instagram, which aims to help both current and future female healthcare professionals. As you can see, our account is not fully developed yet. We are hoping to spread our great idea to both current and future healthcare professionals and provide as much help and support in the future by developing it. So here is an overview of our entire mission. To summarize, we will be providing free counseling to female healthcare professionals who are struggling with mental health issues because of the disparities that we mentioned earlier. And for future healthcare professionals, we will be educating and exposing them to the possible challenges that they may face. For both, we will be providing helpful resources and tools to overcome stress and negative emotions. Lastly, for the future female healthcare professionals, we provide opportunities for them to make connections with the current professionals through guest speakers and Q&A sessions. So that's about it for our presentation of a woman in healthcare and their challenges. Thank you so much for staying and listening.